As the board chair of Michigan's Children, I am really excited to welcome everyone here today and to honor Denise Ilitch, who is a real champion for children. I, at the Skillman Foundation, have known Denise Ilitch for a long time. She sits on our board of trustees, and she is a tireless advocate for our most vulnerable kids, not just in Detroit, but across the state. She cares deeply about education, health, and welfare of all kids. And it is really exciting to have her here at our Heroes Night to be able to honor her, and in particular to honor her alongside Congresswoman Dingell, who is a champion for kids in her own right, has been a big part of Michigan's children's history and our direction. These two wonderful women are champions for kids, and we are very excited to have them both and to be able to honor them both tonight. For the last 3 decades, Michigan's Children has been an important voice and often the only voice for kids in the public policy realm in Michigan.
The thing I appreciate about Michigan's Children is they are the only organization that I have encountered across the entire advocacy community that exclusively represents children.
Well, Michigan's Children gives a platform and is a voice for advocacy, not only for family literacy, but adult education and children's education.
You know, my history with the Michigan's Children goes back to the inception of Michigan's Children when it was created in the 90s. And at the time I was the director of an organization called Children's Charter of the Courts. And I was so happy to see Michigan's Children come on board because they were going to be, and they are today, a true independent voice for children's issues in the state.
In my tenure at the Early Childhood Investment Corporation, I have worked with Michigan's Children, in particular in the 0 to 3 space, and working together to bring stakeholders from across the state to attend some informational sessions on a range of issues for infants and toddlers like child care and home visiting and early on.
We've been fortunate through the Great Start collaborative work to really set a benchmark for our early childhood work. Our next venture is after-school programming. You know, whether it's been early childhood, whether it's been after school, whether it's been parenting programs, whether it's been our challenges in the foster care system, Michigan's Children's voice has come across to Lansing decision makers time and time again.
We specifically have used some of the data that Michigan's Children and the Michigan League for Public Policy have put forth when we are communicating and speaking with legislators and community organizers in our area. And so specifically to our program, Michigan's Children has given us information that roughly 70% of our adult students that we work with are parents of school age or preschool age children. And so that has kind of given us a clearer picture on some of the barriers that our students are facing when they have children and they're not able to attend school.
I think when we can partner with an entity like Michigan's Children that works across the state and works very closely with policymakers, then we can have more of a united front, more of a critical mass.
Well, when I think of the effectiveness of Michigan Children, one of the things that comes to mind is just the work that they do when the budget is being finalized, and the budget pieces that they put out in very clear and concise detail as to what's being covered in children's issues. They're able to compare it to what's being proposed by the governor versus what the legislature is proposing, where the opportunities are to speak to the legislature and advocate for aspects of that. They are just extremely good and detailed at that, and that's critical work if we're going to have real voices in that public policy arena on children's issues.
One of the things that I have appreciated with working with Michigan's Children is that the folks there are very, very passionate about their work, but they're also very knowledgeable. Their willingness to take a stand when other folks were not sure if they wanted to or not sure which way the political wind was blowing, I appreciate that, and it's one of the strengths that they bring to the work, kind of an unwavering commitment to pursuing policies that make a difference.
Child advocacy is not child's play. It is because you are focusing on children, it does not mean that what you're doing is easy, that everything you do is summed up by a smiley face. In fact, you are actually dealing with some of the most complex and difficult issues that you can be dealing with.
It is an honor to help lead Michigan's Children, an organization that has been fighting for children and families in Michigan for over 20 years. With your continued support, we will continue to lead that fight for the next 24 years and realize our goal of truly making Michigan a great place to raise a family and to be a child.